Paramount Plus has officially renewed Dexter Resurrection for a second season, bringing Michael C. Hall and the original creative team back to continue the story.
Hey, what's up? It's Michael C. Hall here. We've been greenlit for another season.
With new writers, expanded character arcs, and accelerated production, Season 2 picks up directly from the explosive finale, setting the stage for fresh antagonists, unresolved threats, and bold narrative twists. The series' return reaffirms Dexter's relevance in modern TV, promising another gripping chapter for both longtime fans and new viewers. 1. Harrison Morgan's storyline. Harrison enters Season 2 having survived the violent events of the finale and forged a renewed bond with his father, Dexter. Having played a crucial role in saving Dexter from Leon Prater's deadly trap, Harrison faces the challenge of defining his own future. He is torn between the promise of a normal college life and the lure of vigilante justice, as his exposure to Dexter's methods deepens his understanding of moral ambiguity. Season 2 focuses on Harrison's development, exploring whether he will embrace his father's code or forge a new path. Harrison must contend with unresolved trauma, guilt over his involvement in Prater's murder, and pressure to support his father amid new threats.
Why all this plastic?
You know the concept of leave no trace?
His arc is expected to raise questions about legacy, self-control, and the possibility of redemption, especially as he encounters figures who force him to confront his sense of identity and justice. The dynamic between Harrison and Dexter will shift, with Harrison likely tested by temptations from both sides, either stepping closer to becoming his father's partner, or fighting to break free and build a life on his own terms. 2. Dexter's new hit list. In the final episode of Season 1, Leon Prater's vault delivered Dexter a cache of files on active serial killers. The New York Ripper revealed to be Dawn Frampt in Episode 10 of last season, Jaw Splitter, Midnight Mangler, Rapunzel, who was Al Jolly in Season 1, Yonkers Slayer, and more. The list represents targets who have evaded law enforcement and whose brutal methods threaten new victims. The New York Ripper stands out as the most notorious, a killer whose crimes and influence ripple through New York. Dexter may want Al Walker to be first on the list because he's already evaded Dexter's attempt in Season 1. Dexter's pursuit of these targets continues his personal code.
But who am I kidding? This is who I am.
Eliminating those deemed irredeemably dangerous. His strategy, however, must adapt to deadlier adversaries and the likelihood of interwoven alliances among killers. As Dexter moves through the list, he faces new moral questions. Not every name is a simple monster, and choosing which cases to prioritize could push him to make difficult alliances or leave some threats unaddressed. The new hit list is both a mission statement and a map for Season 2's escalating conflicts, promising confrontations with the most sadistic characters in the Dexter universe. 3. Blessing Kamar, friend or foe. Blessing Kamar is Dexter's current landlord in New York, a character layered with ambiguity and potential influence over Dexter's future. Although not a killer from Prater's files, Blessing's backstory and personal hardships, especially following the death of his mother, could possibly set up a major subplot for Season 2.
It's my mother. She's passed. It happened like she wanted in her sleep.
In Season 1, Blessing confided in Dexter about wrestling with darkness from his time as a child soldier, hinting at a personal history of violence, but claiming to be reformed by his mother's guidance. The friend or foe arc is built around the uncertainty in Blessing's role. Fan theories suggest he could relapse into darkness now that his mother is gone, or develop suspicions regarding Dexter's true nature. As Dexter's landlord, Blessing's knowledge of his comings and goings, private life, and potential secrets poses an ongoing risk. The season may explore whether Blessing becomes an ally, helping Dexter evade law enforcement or supporting his goals, or a liability if personal struggles drive him to reveal or threaten Dexter. Ultimately, Blessing's future hinges on how grief and temptation interact. He may either become one of Dexter's closest confidants, or a new adversary who complicates Dexter's already treacherous balance between ordinary life and his secret killings. The tension and unpredictability surrounding Blessing promise to add depth and suspense to Season 2. 4. The return of Lady Vengeance theories. Mia LaPierre, also known as Lady Vengeance, was arrested in Season 1 after Dexter exposed her as one of New York's most elusive and brutal vigilante killers.
There's a guy screaming next door. I think some chick's trying to murder him. I heard her call herself Lady Vengeance or some shit.
Although she was shown to be murdered in jail, persistent rumors among fans and sources suggest her death may have been faked, either by corrupt officials or through deals with secretive crime networks connected to Leon Prater. This theory is fueled by the fact that her file in Prater's vault still had an active label, rather than a terminated one like the Canton Clubbers did. Season 2 opens up possibilities for Mia's resurgence. If she survived, Mia could return to exact revenge on Dexter, team with him against common enemies, or alter her identity to operate covertly. Theories indicate Mia's knowledge of Dexter's methods and her own code could make her an unpredictable ally or rival. A resurrection twist would raise stakes for Dexter and force him to contend with a figure as cunning and motivated as himself. Whether Mia reappears as a force of destruction, an uneasy collaborator, or an ongoing absence that destabilizes those around her, her storyline could fuel major plot developments in Season 2. 5. Charlie and her money problems theory. Charlie's storyline in Season 2 could be defined by her ongoing financial distress.
My mother got ill. He found out about her. Helped the doctors and specialists. Bought her 8 more years. So far.
She blackmailed Leon Prater in the final episode of Season 1 to continue to pay her mother's medical bills. With Prater dead and the source of her funds cut off, Charlie faces mounting pressure to find new ways to support her mom. Plot theories focus on her next moves. Charlie could seek help from Dexter and Harrison, knowing that they most likely killed Prater and potentially suspecting they have access to his hidden resources. She may be driven to desperate measures, such as fraud, embezzlement, or leveraging her investigative skills to gain leverage or income. Her technical expertise also makes her attractive to both criminal and legitimate interests, heightening the risk that she becomes a target or a pawn in larger schemes. The moral tension in Charlie's storyline is central. She could betray Dexter if her mom's survival is at stake, but she's shown a strong conscience and likely hopes for redemption. Her financial struggles act as a catalyst for broader drama, connecting her fate to Dexter's and pushing her toward critical decisions that may define her loyalty, survival, and ethical limits for the entire season. 6. Theories of returning legacy characters. Some theories suggest Season 2 brings Joey Quinn and Vince Masuka into a more prominent spotlight as the investigation into Leon Prater's disappearance and Angel Batista's murder gets underway. Unresolved evidence and open questions may prompt Quinn and Masuka to travel to New York, either officially or on their own, to look into Dexter's connection to the ongoing case. Quinn, with his history of suspicion and personal stakes in uncovering Dexter's secrets,
I think I know who Kyle Butler is. Do you recognize this man?
could become a threat and potential wildcard. Masuka's forensic skills put him at the center of new crime scenes, raising the risk of direct confrontations. Both characters are likely to interact with local law enforcement and compete against New York's own investigators. Fan theories suggest other legacy characters could return via flashbacks, guest appearances, or surprise plot turns, especially if Miami Metro's prior files intersect with Prater's criminal network. This infusion of old and new personnel increases the narrative stakes, making Dexter's attempts to cover his tracks even more complicated and dangerous. Returning faces from Miami Metro reinforce the franchise's deep continuity, while setting up dramatic tension and opportunities for unexpected alliances and betrayals. 7. Detectives Claudette Wallace and Melvin Oliva. Detectives Claudette Wallace and Melvin Oliva continue as anchor figures in the NYPD investigation. Wallace, known for her sharp instincts and relentless pursuit of cold cases, remains determined to unravel the new string of murders and connect them to Dexter's presence in New York. Wallace relies on her instincts, experience, and determination, while Oliva's role as her partner ensures they operate as a focused investigative team, pursuing leads and re-interviewing key witnesses as they dig deeper into Dexter's activities and the rise of vigilante killings. Their combined investigative skills, tenacity, and direct knowledge of Dexter's prior close calls make them key adversaries for both Dexter and Harrison. The detectives are positioned to reopen old cases, identify inconsistencies in Dexter and Harrison's story, and apply pressure as Miami Metro's Quinn and Masuka enter the scene. The Wallace-Oliva partnership intensifies law enforcement's presence, making it more difficult for Dexter to stay hidden while also setting the stage for new alliances, unexpected betrayals, and mounting risks as the body count grows. 8. Bryan Cranston's casting rumors. In the weeks following the Season 1 finale, speculation surrounding Bryan Cranston's rumored involvement in Dexter Resurrection has dominated fan and industry conversations. Theories took off after multiple entertainment outlets and social media accounts reported that Cranston was being considered for a significant role in Season 2, possibly as the show's next major antagonist. As of now, no official casting announcement has been made by Paramount Plus or the showrunners. The rumors persist largely because Cranston's reputation for complex antiheroes, especially Walter White of Breaking Bad, aligns with Dexter's tone and would draw substantial viewer interest. If cast, Cranston could play a new big bad, a rival serial killer, or even a law enforcement official whose intelligence and moral ambiguity rival Dexter's own, fans are going crazy over this one.
You're goddamn right.
Their excitement centers on the dynamic Cranston could bring, whether as a mastermind orchestrating killings in New York or a nemesis embedded within the justice system. Industry insiders point to both scheduling and creative negotiations as obstacles, so it remains uncertain whether this high-profile casting will materialize. However, the mere possibility continues to generate buzz, creating anticipation for casting news and shaping audience theories about Season 2's biggest threats. 9. Fan favorite theories. Returning characters. Season 2 is fueling speculation among fans about the potential return or appearance of several beloved and infamous characters from Dexter's past. Theories around Hannah McKay, Dexter's former love interest and Harrison's mother figure, propose that she could return either alive and in hiding or via significant flashbacks, influencing Harrison's decisions or escalating trauma from her absence. Deborah Morgan, Dexter's late sister and one of his most powerful guiding voices, remains central to fan discussions. Although canonically dead, Deborah could continue to appear to Dexter as a manifestation of his conscience, similar to her role in New Blood, providing internal commentary or warnings as Dexter navigates increasingly dangerous situations. Other theories speculate and wish for cameos or plot relevance for Aster and Cody, Dexter's stepchildren, or even Rita via hallucinations or archival footage. The connective tissue among these theories is their influence on Dexter's mental state, Harrison's journey, and the evolution of family dynamics. Whether by haunting visions, inherited trauma, or story twists, these characters are expected to remain part of the franchise's emotional fabric, keeping the show's history alive while propelling new tensions and storylines. 10. Potential expansion beyond New York. As Dexter's hit list grows and surviving killers scatter, fan theories and narrative hints point toward an expansion of the show's setting beyond New York. The files Dexter obtained from Leon Prater's vault suggest a nationwide network of criminals and vigilantes operating in other major cities. Season 2 may follow Dexter as he tracks targets across state lines or confronts threats that draw him into new environments, such as Chicago, Los Angeles, or Miami. This shift allows writers to introduce fresh antagonists, revisit old connections, and heighten suspense as Dexter navigates unfamiliar territory. An expansion would test Dexter's adaptability. He'd encounter new law enforcement systems, rival killers, and distinctive social landscapes. Fans theorize that these moves could reconnect Dexter with figures from his past, especially if legacy stories in Miami or other locations become relevant. Broadening the franchise's scope revitalizes the narrative and aligns with the premise that Dexter's battles are part of a larger struggle against evil.
To remind me why I do what I do.
Whether through road trips, multi-city manhunts, or alliances with distant vigilantes, Dexter's journey is poised to transcend New York, promising new challenges, dramatic twists, and world-building that keeps the franchise fresh.
11.
Season 2 production updates and expanding threats. Though trailers and casting announcements are still forthcoming, reports confirm that the writers' room and pre-production have been in full swing since late September 2025. Producers have hinted at additional antagonists tied to broader criminal networks, vigilante movements, and even possible copycat killers inspired by Dexter's methods. The writers are expected to expand the show's mythology by revealing connections between past and present killers, increasing the complexity of Dexter's challenges and forcing him to adapt.
Once you miss it, it's gone forever. Perfect moment.
Some new threats may arise from Dexter's own actions, as former allies seek revenge or as public scrutiny of the killings grows. As Dexter's legend expands, the franchise can introduce new cities, international intrigue, or multi-killer storylines, keeping the narrative fresh. These developments are designed to keep viewers engaged and ensure the franchise remains relevant as Dexter faces deadlier adversaries, new forms of justice, and the possibility of his own legacy taking unexpected turns. The ongoing evolution of killers, tactics, and plots promises that Dexter Resurrection will continue to push boundaries and deliver bold storytelling in future seasons. Filming is expected to begin before the end of the year, with the network targeting a mid to late 2026 premiere, though the date is subject to change based on production schedules and possible industry delays. Michael C. Hall and key cast members have signed new deals, and the creative team, led by showrunner Clyde Phillips, has indicated that Season 2 will continue right where Season 1 left off, introducing major new characters and storylines. Rumors about guest stars, Expanded locations and the franchise's evolving tone are fueling anticipation across fan communities and media outlets. Updates about casting, trailers, and official episode release dates are expected in the coming months as production moves ahead. Season 2 is set to deliver another round of high-stakes drama, new villains, and deeper exploration of Dexter's world, with announcements and news dropping throughout 2025 and early 2026. Ready to see how Dexter's newest adversaries measure up against the franchise's most iconic killer? In our next video, we dive deep into every shocking reason Rapunzel, one of Resurrection's breakout threats, mirrors the infamous Trinity Killer. Click through to every shocking reason Rapunzel and Trinity Killer are alike and different, explained, and get the expert breakdown, unexpected connections, and dangerous differences that could change everything for Dexter. Don't miss it.